What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Dad Planet and Happy New Year 2021, coming to you from a very wet Columbus, Ohio, probably still trying to wash away 2020. And hey, what an apocalyptic scene to watch the ball drop in Times Square with nobody there. That was the strangest thing I've seen in a while. At any rate, hope everybody is doing well so far. Another What's Sold on eBay video. This is going to be the first one in 2021, but we are covering the last 10 days of December from my eBay account. I'm going to show you that as well as how I performed sales-wise for the entire month. And then we will get into all of the BOLOs as well. I'm going to do 10. Moving forward though, I'm going to be showing you more than just 10 because there's so many interesting lessons to learn behind all of the items that I find that I'm selling. 10 just really isn't covering it. So I'm going to increase the value in the things that you see just by simply adding more BOLOs to the BOLO videos, because that's what everybody is here for. And I'm happy to teach you anything I can about the items I sell, why I chose them, why I priced them the way I did, how I'm competing with the other competing listings, rinse and repeat. So that's how we do it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so for the last 10 days ending yesterday, you can see almost 4,400 in total gross sales. The net sales number, really nice, 3,200, just over that. Selling costs though, for the last 10 days in December, really big improvement there, just under 21%. And obviously crushing last year if you look at the numbers here compared to what I was doing last December at this time. Huge improvements, no complaints, very nice. For the month of December, just under 13,000. I'd like to be a little higher than that, but again, my selling costs a little bit lower, and the net sales number is acceptable relative to my gross sales. So really positive stuff. We'll have to see how January goes. I'm going to set a goal for January specifically. I don't know how I'm going to iron it out just yet, but I really want to hit 15,000 in gross sales in January. So I know we're already here and sales are already slow, but it's the first, people were celebrating, blah blah. So we might have to start off a little bit slower, but December's numbers, really good, so we'll get into the BOLOs. All right, first one, Cleveland Browns Wrecking Crew, a caricature t-shirt, vintage. This was not in perfect condition. You can see like discoloration around the neck, some spotting here, and I did take very clear pictures of that and then disclose that in the item description. The Cleveland Browns could potentially make the playoffs for the first time in like an insanely long time. So I guess interest in their items is probably up, but this was a team that really wasn't even that good. So anyway, Shirt Explosion was the brand, and I think you guys saw this in one of my thrift haul videos that I did if you've been following me along for a while. Imperfect condition and still sold for $50 with $3.99 shipping. So they're $53.98 all in before tax, and the shirt cost me $1.99, so that's a good one. All right, next one. This is the type of item I love selling in a pandemic, right? Because a lot of people are going to want to get outdoors, and maybe even more so than they have in years past because of the pandemic. So Kelty bags, I always look those up. This is the Trekker $39.50. There were two other listings for this exact pack with the metal frame. And so I priced mine aggressively, and it sold for full price, $69.99, and then they paid $15.45 to have it shipped. Very simple to have it shipped. So the buyer is $85.44 all in. This cost me $9.99, but again, the bag was in phenomenal condition. I don't know. Maybe leave me a comment in the comments if you know what size 3 means, because I don't know what that means, and I didn't take the time to look it up. I just saw other comparable listings and then priced mine aggressively to get it sold. But again, condition wise, fantastic. There were no rips, were no tears. All of the interior pockets very clean. That's important. Even if they have a little bit of dirt in them, clean them out for sure. It's just always nice for a buyer to have a product arrive maybe in even better condition than you had it when you took the picture. So keep that in mind. But like outdoorsy stuff, especially with spring and summer coming up, but we are still in a pandemic, so we're easing into 2021. So this is going to be the tale of 2 years from a resale perspective. So it's going to be the first half of 2021, which is going to kind of still be like 2020, unfortunately, and then the second half, which hopefully gets better with summertime, and then when the kids go back to school in August, like things will start to feel a little bit more normal than they did. That's my hope, that's my guess, but these items are great to sell in a pandemic. So On to the next one. This is an interesting an item here. So Wendy's is headquartered in Dublin, Ohio. I pass it almost every time on my way to stores when I'm out and about. And this is a coaster set. So it's Dave's single coaster set.
You know, nothing beats a great cheeseburger.
Really, really oddball, unique item. And yeah, there it is. It was brand new. How many pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces in total, making up a Wendy's classic burger. And they're all coasters. I didn't see anything like it, and I've actually sourced one of these before, but it was missing a piece, so my daughter ended up with it. And I'm not sure what happened to it after that, but I'm not asking questions either. Anyway, really cute promotional item. I don't know how they got these or what the purpose was, because it's just such a strange item, but I priced it at $70 and that's what it eventually sold for, with $12.55 in shipping. So buyer is $82.54 all in before tax, and it cost me $4.99. Found this at a Goodwill. Really fun item. BOLO for sure. Keep your eye out for Wendy's coaster sets, because yeah, you're gonna make decent money. Next one, I can't remember what I paid for this. I feel like this was in a bag of other perfumes and colognes. Like, I find them often hidden in between, like the hotel soaps of the world. You know, those bags that you see on end caps in your stores. Always check them. So I can't really remember what I paid. It was not a lot, and this ended up selling for $89.99 with $3.99 in shipping. So the buyer is $93.98 all in, and it looks to be about 70% full. I had to guess, and obviously very rare because it's discontinued. 1.7 fluid ounces, clean top, and the smell was wonderful. You do always have to test the smell, because some of them will turn rancid, and you will have an extremely angry buyer on your hands when that happens. So I was excited about that sale. Always check for glass when you're squeezing those bags. That's my little like pro tip hack, whatever you want to call it, when I'm in stores, because I find them often mixed in those bags of like the little mini soaps and mini shampoos and whatnot. So good sale there. We'll move on to the next one. This is a fun one. This is like a retro mid-century model chrome stainless steel bread box here, and Crestline is the brand, I think. Let me go back. Yeah, Crestline bread box. I want to take you through the pictures. It was really clean. It is extremely hard to photograph these items, so I did the best that I could. It was in great shape for the most part, considering its age. And there's a picture of the brand is Specco. Now, what you will find when you're researching Specco is it's spelled two different ways: S-P-E-C-O and S-P-E-K-O. I don't know what the significance of that is, but I think it's the same company. It's both based out of Chicago, Illinois, so I think it's the same thing. So don't be confused if you find an item like this, but Specco is spelled with a C. Just keep that in mind. Now, the interesting thing about this sale is that it's sold to a buyer who bought 2 other chrome-based items: a mixer from me and a toaster oven, a General Electric chrome toaster. So all in all, this individual spent $139.99 on this item, but they were $284.97 all in on all 3 of the items that were purchased, with $74.07 in shipping. So they paid a total of $359.04. And this item in particular cost me $5.99. I found it at Goodwill, so I was really pleased with that, and how nice to have a buyer buy multiple items to put an outfit together, so to speak, in their kitchen. So that was a fun one. Next one is Lego. Lego's a little bit obvious, but what I'm finding is, and I've spoken about this in other videos, is that the older style Lego sets are all increasing in value, and that wasn't always the case with the older sets. They kind of were stagnant to dropping in value. But again, pandemic hit, Lego is probably breaking all sorts of sales records, so all of their items are increasing in value. So I went to this woman's garage sale probably 3 or 4 months ago and passed up on all of the Legos, but I saw that she still had this for sale on Marketplace all that time afterwards, so I threw an offer at her for $40. She had it listed for $55. She said, sure, it's the holidays, I'll take $40, no sweat. Went and picked it up. Put the entire thing back together, and it sold for full price. $149.99 with $17.07 to ship. So $167.06. The buyer is all in. Again, I paid $40 for it. Get those old Lego sets. These are going to be on Marketplace all day long. They're going to be on Craigslist all day long, and you might have somebody who really hasn't been paying attention or doesn't care that the prices of all of these old sets have increased in value, and they just want to move it because they've been sitting on them for so long. Make offers to those people. Make multiple offers on multiple sets. That's what I did here. And even though my return isn't monster like some of the things you see me pulling from Goodwill, it's still a wonderful return. Anytime you can spend $40 and sell an item for $150, you should be doing that 100% of the time, all other things being equal. So keep that in mind, and I'll move on to the next one. This is cool. This is a cool item. Now, these you will see regularly sell in the $300 range. Okay, I priced mine at $200. I felt like maybe that, in hindsight, that might have been a little bit too low. But I paid $20 for it, and it's a lighted lights and sounds like waterfall landscape picture. It was about 40 inches in length, but it did work. It did make the sounds, and it did light up. I'll show you. I think the last picture shows the item lit up. Yeah, so this is supposed to rotate, I believe, and I don't think I could get mine to rotate. I have to go back and read my description here, but the lights and the sounds worked perfectly. So what did I say? It wasn't rotating or moving as far as I could see. So the buyer, okay, so that makes sense of why I priced it at $199, and the buyer is probably going to go in and try to repair it and get it to work properly. It doesn't sound like, and I watched a couple of videos on how to fix these things before I got it listed. It didn't seem as though it was too terribly difficult to do. I'm just lazy and I didn't feel like doing that, so I just priced it $100 less than what other comparable sales were going for, and it sold. It sold and shipped safely. So $199, and then they paid $32.84. So they're $233.83 all in. I paid $20 for it at a Goodwill, and I'm extremely happy with that. Again, large items. You guys have been following me. I do not care how big an item is. I will ship that thing. So a good sale right there for sure. And yeah, we'll move on to the next one. This is a fun one. So tamagotchis, you folks are probably mostly familiar with.
Well, if it isn't Tamagotchi, her new favorite pet. Yes!
This one is from 2004. I was the only one that had the green peacock style, and checking comparables, there were, of course, sales in like the $60, $65 range. I priced this too low. This probably could have sold for $100. If you happen to find the same one, throw it up there for $100 if you're not competing with anybody and see what happens. But it worked. I had to use a battery of mine, so tested it, it worked fine, showing the battery compartment, and it sold for full price. So this version 4.5, the peacock, and I used feather and green and stars, some of my keywords, but I really didn't have to because I was the only competing listing. So $70, and then they paid $3.99 to ship. So $73.98 all in. I only paid $2.99 for it. It was not working in store, and so what likely happened is they pressed the buttons, and that was the extent of the testing they did, and then they slapped a $2.99 price tag on it, and it was out the door. So that was an absolute steal of a find, especially with how quickly it sold, because I only had it for less than a week. So amazing sale. I'm pleased with that. And I will move on to the next one, which is another really sweet find. So this is a 1997 Fisher-Price cassette player, like karaoke machine, tape recorder thing. It was not working. So I had to take the battery compartment out. Just funny, I usually open those and show those, and for some reason, I didn't show it here. And I'm not trying to hide anything, because the battery compartment had some like battery acid buildup in it, but that stuff just flakes right away. So it wasn't working in store, and I took out the old batteries, cleaned out the battery compartment, popped in the new batteries, and got the thing to work. Not only would it play, record also worked, and the microphone worked, and it was crystal clear. I couldn't believe it. So thing cost me $3.99. Where is that at? Yeah, $3.99, and it sold for full asking price of $54.99 with $12.55 shipping. So the buyer is $67.54 all in for it, and it sold fast. This sold within, I think, 72 hours of me getting it listed. Amazing sale. None, though, more amazing than the next one, which is a toaster. So I paid $25 for this. It was in the glass case at a Goodwill, and I eventually sold it for full price. The brand is Smeg. It is a chrome toaster. It was in excellent used and pre-owned condition. Very hard. Shout out to me right there in the picture. I wasn't even paying attention. I usually try to get myself out of the images, but whatever. Again, chrome, super hard to photograph. Looks like there was snow all over the place outside based on that reflection. So here I am again holding my phone. I'm like laughing at myself. Good grief. Clean on the inside, and these are expensive brand new. So there's a buyer like at every price level, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, chrome, and I don't even know what the style number is. Did I even bother putting that in there? Okay, so model TSF 03 SSUS, full price $180, and then they paid $1243 to have it shipped. So the buyer is $192.42 all in for a 4-slot toaster, and that's it for the BOLOs in this video. All right, I hope you enjoyed that what sold on eBay video. Those were really, really good ones, and there are a lot more where that came from, which is why I'm going to extend it from 10 moving forward. But if you liked what you saw, make sure you like the video, and then of course make sure you are a subscriber if you are not already subscribed, and I thank you very, very much for doing so. That's it. We're gonna hit the ground running like we always do. Brendan here, Dad Planet. Appreciate you. We'll see you in the next video.